Listen, make sure you like this video as you are coming in. Make sure you like it. Thank you. What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New. And honey, I am back in the building. And this time, honey, I am back to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, the reunion part 1, season 16. Honey, let's get off into it. Okay, we done already talked about the fashions. I would have liked what Phaedra had on if she didn't have that damn thing on her head. And if she would have had like a long black ponytail to the side, honey. Put it to a side. Shout out to Portia. I think that would have made Phaedra look really good. Because I do like the material that her dress, or whatever the hell that is, was made of, and Portia's. Portia is killing everybody. She looked better than everybody. From the hair to the dress, everything flows. Top 3. I like Kelly's dress. It was a bit long. I feel like for Kelly to be short, she should have just showed her legs. So, look, top 3, Portia. But Shamea was looking good too. This lighting, it really, shows Shamea. So I will give it to top 3, Portia, Shamea, and I'm going to have to give it to Kelly. I love Kelly's hair. I love the dress. I just wish it wasn't so long. I actually like what Phaedra had on. I just didn't like the horns. Okay, so yeah, Portia, Shamea, and Kelly is my top 3. And I will name the other ones, okay, when we get to it. So Portia ended up getting up out her seat to go hug Drew. And I was like, oh, that's really big of her. But I had to think again, okay? This bitch wanted to show her ass. Still the dark-sided Cancer. You still the same bitch, Portia. She wanted to show her ass. So, Drew, I hope you know that wasn't no real apology. She wasn't trying to make it right with you. Shamea just was lying. It was like, girl, shut up. Andy knew Shamea was lying. Okay? It was a mess. And Cynthia, what are you doing? She tried to jump into the whole Drew versus Portia of it all. Cynthia, shut up. Well, you just shouldn't have worked with him. And girl, she could work with whoever the fuck she want to work with. Okay? Period. Portia says her biggest gripe with Drew was that she didn't want Dennis filming with Drew. I still feel like you're being too territorial when it comes to him. And I feel like you're being very controlling. And this is coming from a woman that just dropped everything, got married to the man. Dennis supported you. He did. He was all up in the pictures with you and Simon. Okay? So it's like, Portia, you keep trying to be so damn controlling. So as Portia sits down, she ends up apologizing to Drew. Did you all believe it? She began saying to Drew, she felt really bad for filming with Ralph. Andy asked her, were you doing it to be shady? She said she was. I'm glad that you admitted to it, Portia. Okay? Because that's what you and Shamina was doing. Y'all was trying to be funny. But when I tell you Drew was handling they ass like Serena Williams, honey, at a damn tennis tournament, she was just... she was handling Shamia and Portia. So Drew thanked Portia for helping her with her wigs. Her wigs were not right the first season she was on. I'm glad she could admit that. And she said Portia had her back. Portia has always had, some good hair on the show. It looks even better as the seasons, have came about. but she never had like no bad hair or nothing. So that go naked, that was genius and brilliant of Portia. Shout out to my girl Jessie Woo. Jessie Woo had mentioned, honey, we was gonna like Portia again. We was gonna like her, the way we used to. I don't know about all of that, because Miss Robinson don't forget shit, okay? You went into the lady's house and walked out with her husband, okay? You did what you did. Did you answer that question yet? Okay? Who said that? Look, Kelly said that. When I tell you Kelly was sticking it to Portia's ass when she told her, girl, you are comparing apples to peaches. I was married for 11 years. You was married for 11 months. I got to give it to Kelly, because Portia, you made a superficial decision. You keep trying to say, I was just so in love. That was not love. Love, it fights for the other. You and Simon did not do that. Y'all just dissolved of this, disposed of each other, because that's what narcissists do. Okay? The ring really didn't mean a thing. When you really love and care about somebody, hell, look at Will and Jada. Okay, look at them, my peoples now, right? But I'm going to use them as an example. When a man really love you, he gonna stay and try to work it out, even if he really ain't your husband. Okay? Your man still gonna be slapping the shit out of people for you when he really love you. So that's love. Okay? Them people can't get a divorce. They don't want to. They said, honey, they gonna define how they be married. But that, to me, that's some real love right there, because it's like Jada loves him. And honey, I'm with Jada, honey. You better stay and get Will's coins, honey. You earned them. Shit, okay? Shit, I'm not divorced to no Will Smith. If he will allow me to cheat in peace and have his money, that's my type of man. But that's the type of man I need in my life, that I want in my life. Can you put it in my life? I would try to keep it in my life. I want me a Will Smith. I see it, Jada. Okay? Portia, that's what you need to get. This shit with these Africans, girl, it just, you never win when you play dirty, honey. It just ain't in the cards, baby, and that's okay. Go and get you a Mexican or Puerto Rico or somebody, shit. But I'll leave them damn Africans alone. Get somebody that's here, a U.S. citizen. Okay? But yeah, they had a scene, you guys, I'm all over the place, in the beginning where all the girls realized Britt wasn't there. They felt like it was very unfortunate that she didn't show up to the reunion, because the girls had questions for her ass. And Britt was trying to sue Drew for some interview she did. Okay, now, allegedly, it was Drew that gave Kenya the pictures of Britt. Is that what's going on? That's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, Britt did not show up because she's a coward. Her bark is a lot bigger than her bite. She was trying to act like she was on Kenya's level, but at the end of the motherfucking day, we know Miss Kenya Summer Moore, she would have been on that stage and would have been slaying their ass left to right. I gotta give it to Kenya, because I was like, damn. I knew that this show, I'm gonna say this about Kenya, I knew that homegirl did something when she came on this show. When she drove that damn boat in Anguilla, when she just took over, when she was twirling, that was a moment. When she sat at that reunion and took everybody on, and honey, had comeback after comeback. I didn't like Kenya, but I respected that shit. Britt, you gets no love from me. I know I'm not too ghetto, okay? You could never be Kenya. And that's what's so unfortunate about this, because Kenya, you let a whack bitch get near ya. You let her get under your skin, baby. Ooh, child. But she gonna be gone now that she suing Bravo, okay? You ain't Nene Leakes, bitch, okay? Nene helped to build the house, okay? All you trying to do is playhouse, okay? Can't afford to feed the people, child. You could have ran and got them people some Chick-fil-A. Okay, it's a mess. But yeah, they all shocked that she, didn't come to the reunion. I guess she had talked to Portia, said that her man was going to be there. That man was scared that the people was gonna out him. I think this girl didn't come. She didn't come to the reunion because she wasn't gonna be truthful about her real life and what's really going on in that marriage. That man do not look like he is into her. They seem more like brother and sister, if you ask me, cousins or something, child. But yeah, I don't get husband and wife, and there's some secrets in that marriage. Kelly says that Britt plays victim and villain at the same damn time. Yep, pretty much. That was dead on. Phaedra says she wonders why Britt didn't call her. Because, girl, she doesn't want to provide clarity. She wants to provide confusion. That's why she didn't show up. Okay, and she knew that y'all was gonna drag that ass. She knew it. Andy, why you didn't bring up Britt's lawsuit against Bravo? Okay? He wanted to hurry up and get away from that when Drew said, yeah, she's supposed to be suing me for what was on Kenya's poster board. Andy says Kelly, Shamia, and Angela had a great first season. I think Angela and Kelly did. Shamia was a flop for me. I'm with Drew when she said she needs to get on Portia's lap. She was on that stage lying. I don't know what's going on with Shamia. A lot of people are dragging Shamia because Shamia alluded that Britt had said something really bad about her child. She did. Now that I think about it, she did make it look like Britt said, something about her child being sick. That's what it sounded like, okay? But that's not what Britt said. Britt said you was in Miami instead of being home with your sick baby. Because the baby was sick, when you was in Grenada? And then you go out of town again. That looked like you trying to, get out of raising your children, Shamia. That's what that looked like. Because if a baby is sick, to me, you should be rushing back to the damn baby. So, y'all clear that up if I don't have that right. But that don't sound right. There's something off with Shamia. Down to her vocals, her performance on the stage, child, the Ray Charles, Jamie Foxx of it all, child, a mess. But she looked good, though. She my second best. She looked good on that stage. I love that bob and that dress. Portia says she is in a totally different mind space. She is back to being Portia again. I don't think so. I think we saw you running away again. So I don't think you've changed. They talked about Cynthia being a friend to the show this season. Cynthia did pretty good with that at certain parts, but if we're really being honest, Cynthia did not keep Portia honest. She did not hold her feet to the fire. It just looked like she was interested in just getting along with everybody, which is cool. It's okay to be neutral, but I still feel like you have to push story. She kind of did that at the end with telling Shamia what Britt said about Shamia talking about Portia behind her back. So she kind of did that, but that was towards the end. I'm looking forward to seeing another OG on here because they can't just have Cynthia. Cynthia ain't go fulfill the whole job. She's just not. She go do good at getting along with everybody. But I feel like Candy, even her, she would have pushed story. She would have brought up certain stuff. You have to do that. You still have to challenge the girls. Portia's fake tears over Londi. Girl, I didn't see no damn tears. if Andy wouldn't have said what he said, I wouldn't even notice you got emotional. So, yeah, that was weird. Now, something else that was brought to my attention is Shamia didn't hear from Portia when Londi passed. So Portia didn't call her. She called Phaedra and told her and told you nothing. So you found out when everybody else did? How are y'all best friends and that's happening, Shamia? Shamia, girl, this girl don't like you like that, sweetie. She like Phaedra. And you like Kelly more. You fit more with Kelly. I like seeing you with her. So Portia thought she was going to come to the reunion and not speak on Simon. And Andy is like, well, I heard he was detained by ICE. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but girl, you can talk about that man. I don't want to do it for legal reasons. Girl, you better tell these people what happened. I believe you called him, you or your mammy. Okay, Miss Diane. Let's lock this nigga up. I don't blame y'all, though, because he was acting a fool on that social media. He was dragging Portia every week. Phaedra said that Simon doesn't have citizenship here. And Portia looking away, because you knew the whole time when y'all was traveling here and there and everywhere, and he was trying to attach himself to you, okay, that way he could stay here. That's why he was always getting married, for survival reasons, okay? Whatever a man can't give you, he will take from you. And he wanted to take your citizenship, Portia. He wanted to use it. The same way Martell was over there using Melody's builder's license. These niggas. It's a mess. It is a mess. You got Ralph over there trying to take, Drew's money? Mess up her credit, trying to attach himself to her business. Y'all saw my situation, how these niggas want to attach themselves to the winning team, honey. We had Peter over there. Finally, life has caught up with Peter. He just getting what he put out there all them years. Fucking up Cynthia credit, okay, putting shit in her name without her permission. Okay, remember she was giving him money for, what was it? I don't think it was Bar One yet, but it was the other restaurant that first restaurant that they had, Uptown. So remember, she had to get married broke. That's the biggest red flag. I was like, yeah, this shit ain't gonna work. I was stressful. I was supposed to be like, in my zone. Cynthia getting married. It's going to be a good time. Cynthia was breaking down, crying. Y'all remember that every other episode? So, the damn mother and sister hid the marriage license, honey. Child, like, all of that is a red flag. Okay? But love wins. Cynthia had that Portia shit going, but love ain't got nothing to do with it. I think y'all be wanting to get married for status, but ain't no damn status. The one ain't a damn U.S. citizen, and the other one, he want to spend all your money. Shit, you supposed to come up, not come down. Portia says it doesn't benefit her, for Simon being detained. It do. Shit, he got to shut the fuck up. Okay, because he was down to the social media embarrassing you. Okay, that's why you tried to trauma bond with Kelly. Girl, remember, we bonded over both our husbands disrespecting us online. And it's like, Portia, you are not on Kelly's level. If she was with somebody for 11 years, that's a long ass time. You was, 11 months? Girl. Don't you hate when people do that? Have you ever been on the phone with a friend and you talking about your real relationship and they just talking about this goddamn drive-by, this person that just come and hit it every now and again? It's like, it's not the same thing. It's like Kim and Nene. When Kim would want to talk to Nene about Big Papa and Nene wanted to talk about Greg, like apples and oranges, girl. Stop it. Andy asks Portia, does she still love Simon? She says she does. Girl, I don't believe it. Okay? If you had any sense, you would be on your Rolls Royce. Love don't live here no more, if it ever did. Y'all both threw in that towel, so y'all didn't love each other like that. Shamia and Gerald used to double date a lot with Simon and Portia. Shamia asked Portia, did she do her due diligence when it came to Simon? Is he a scammer? Is he a liar? What about this? What about that? So Gerald and Shamia mentioned that Simon's money wasn't what Portia thought it was. That right there is the reason why this marriage is over. That's it. That's what you should have told Andy. And I'm with Kelly. Girl, get out of that man's house and stop playing. Can you even afford all of that, Portia? I know Portia got some of her jobs back, but that's expensive as hell. Why would you want to live that high off the hog? You don't need no $9 million home, nice $2 million, the house you had, okay, before Simon. That would be good enough. Get Mama Diane a condo or something. Portia says she was endangered a lot of times, not physically, when she was with Simon. Huh? Kelly on asking Portia why did she go in that lady house and take her husband. Portia says that Kelly was not concerned. Portia asks Kelly, did she ever get the answer? And Kelly says, you said you really loved him. Girl, you didn't even know him. Y'all be killing me when you say you love a man and you don't even know him. Okay, you are addicted to him through trauma. You are trauma bonding with him. It's not real love, because real love just don't dispose of the other the way in which you and Simon have. So Andy asks Portia, why did she say she was gonna fuck Angela's husband? So Angela mentions that it was Shamia. I want y'all to go back and look at Shamia's face. But Angela mentioned that Shamia told the ladies that she introduced Portia to Simon. Shamia denied that. Portia denied it. Andy caught Portia in a lie because of the pause. Okay? Because if something is the truth, you'll just come out and answer it. But no, Portia paused. Shamia says Simon and Portia met in the DMs. I believe they was already fucking when she came to that house by the little fist bump. Because it just looked, to me, it looked like they was trying to cover something up. Fallon also did an interview. I'm going to try to find it, where she said it was Dennis that told her that Portia was already fucking Simon even when she was hanging out with Fallon. And he thought that Fallon was cool with it because that's what Portia said. But Fallon mentioned that they was already messing around. I think, yeah, when they did the little fist bump by the pool and stuff, they was already messing around and stuff. So Shamia did say when they played the tape back, I was there when she met Simon, and you could see Portia putting her head down. Shamia don't know how to lie, honey. Ooh. Portia says she got Simon and she gave him back. Honey, he didn't want you either, though. Okay? So, yeah. Look at Andy's face. He don't believe you. He believe you took that lady husband. You was already messing with that man. To me, she was not being truthful, during this part of the reunion. She was trying to cover up something. Portia says she needed her co-parent there while she was dealing with this divorce with Pilar. Girl, shut up. Even Shamia looked away because she know you lying. Kelly said, all in that man house. Yep, you and Dennis all up in that man house. Portia said, no, it's my house. Kelly said, it's your house. Kelly she told Portia, honey, I moved right out of my house. I ain't trying to keep a man house. Yeah, because Portia, girl, that's what you wanted out of that marriage. You wanted the house more than you wanted him. He didn't want you either, though. He wanted the clout and the fame, and, you know, he wanted to be attached to you. But you ain't nothing but a Bravo celebrity, like Nene said, okay? So Drew said that Portia's return was a flop and it was a try-hard. I agree. Portia says that Drew needs to worry about who's flipping and flopping in the bed with Ralph. To me, that fell flat, because don't nobody care. Don't nobody care about no raggedy ass narcissist. Don't nobody care, girl. But Drew said, well, Simon says you had no storyline. I said, get her, bitch. I said, look at Drew. Drew done came into her own. I was a proud parent of Drew, honey. Drew has graduated from this show, honey. She has. I'm sorry. She done came into her own. Okay. So Andy starts giving Drew a hard time. Well, you know, why would you film with him? What was that about? Drew says, the cameras catch me where they catch me. Drew says she was never getting with Dennis to diminish Portia, disrespect Portia. To me, it looked like a storyline, Drew. It looked like you had your shit with Ralph and you wanted something a little bit more. We not mad at you because of, you know, how fucked up Portia is. So she kind of got a dose of her own medicine. So yeah, we wasn't mad at you, girl. So Andy asks Portia, did you really think that Drew was sleeping with Dennis for beats? Portia talking about, oh no. But that's how you were acting on the show. You're not even consistent. No wonder you and Shamina is best friends or not. I don't know what's going on. It look like one person like the other, you know, it's a one-sided relationship. But yeah, that's not what you said on the show, Portia. You're a liar. You just do stuff because it's convenient. So Portia says she doesn't have the text, but the text said something like Drew, Dennis wasn't gonna give Drew any beats, you know, for free, or he was turning her down for sex. See, that was a lie, Portia. So Portia has not changed. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's too inconsistent. I do not believe that Drew tried to screw Dennis for some beats. She could do it for free. She's a beautiful woman just like you. So, girl, get out of here, Portia. So, Drew says that, no, girl, we don't need to talk. You look like a fool. Here go Portia, beautiful fool. Girl, that's... When I tell you Drew was sticking it to her ass, okay, it was like Drew had a fork in her hand. She was getting Portia. Drew said that Portia knew that her and Dennis was working together on some music. I believe that. I believe Drew. Because Drew's story has not changed. Portia says it was just about filming. I needed him to film with now that I don't have Simon. But girl, Dennis is not your man. He just your baby daddy. Y'all gotta get out of that. It is way too many women that feel like just because they got a baby with a man, that's your man. And you are there to control him. Y'all both can film with him. Plenty of people do that on these shows. So, girl, I was annoyed with Andy when he asked Drew why she didn't text Portia. She called, she texted. We seen it. We synced it on the show. So yeah, girl, you was all over the place. Portia getting married and doing all this other stuff, and so I believe Drew. Shamia jumps in. Why? When Portia don't even like you like that, girl, Shamina, you need to learn to love yourself, boo boo. Okay, this is a and B conversation. You could see your way out. She talking about, yeah, she didn't even know that y'all was working together. And Drew said, girl, go and get on Portia's lap. I agree with Drew. Get on her lap. So they catch Shamina, like I said in a lie. Shamina is just like, I didn't mention that she was fucking him. Portia said, you did say that. She said, I don't want you to mention if she fucking him, if she doing this, if she doing that. Shamina up there lying. Angela said, I thought so. Shamina, what we doing, girl? Why we doing all this lying? You not looking too good. Andy says, out of all the producers in Atlanta, why would you choose Dennis? Andy says, Portia said it's damn good music. I like that Portia gave Drew props on her album because her album is really good. I was shocked. I like that Good Girl Gone Bad or whatever the hell that is. It's really good. What's very interesting is you didn't give Shamia that same support and she's your best friend. You actually thought Shamia singing was Drew. Because I don't think you feel that Shamia has talent like that. And Shamia needs some work. She could sing, but she needs some work with her performance and everything. But I felt like that was interesting. Portia mentioned the interview that Drew did down to the Breakfast Club. She dragged her hair company. Okay, so now we on the part where Portia apologized to Drew. She admitted she did it to be petty. Portia says that every time she seen Drew, she was triggered. She was in fight mode, and she's healing. Girl, you still the same bitch. Andy talks about Kelly's relationship and friendship with Britt. They used to be so close. They came in finishing each other's sentences. So Kelly mentions that she only extended her team to her glam team, to Britt for just a short amount of time. But when Britt wanted to work with the team long term, it became a problem. Because she's just like, damn, it's like you want my life. I would feel a way too. I would feel a way. She could be nice and extend her team. But if those is her makeup and wardrobe and hair people, and then now you trying to use them more than, like I'm their client, and I know some people will say, well, they could work with Britt too, and she was just upset that Britt started to look really good. No, Britt has an ego. Britt feels very entitled. You could tell by how she speaks. Even the shit she said to Kenya. Do you know how to be nice to Britt? Do you know, talking in third person? The bitch is crazy. So I don't blame Kelly. I don't think that means that Kelly is jealous of Britt because the glam team had her looking better than Kelly. No, she was trying to be a friend, but it's one of those things where you try to be nice to people and they take your kindness for weakness. Okay, you give a nigga an inch and they try to take a mile, and women do that. So I understood where Callie was coming from. Portia says she talked to Britt, and Britt feels like Kelly is just jealous of her. There's something fucking wrong with you, girl, when you think everybody is jealous of you. You have no accountability or responsibility for your behavior. Everybody ain't jealous of you. You don't look that good, okay? Kelly is beautiful in her own right, so she don't need to be jealous of you. And I like Kelly's spirit. She's not perfect, but you could tell Kelly is a really good person and tries to help people. I don't get that from Britt. Hell, she even fell out with her own damn sisters, okay? And only got back cool with them for TV, in my opinion. So Portia mentions this alliance that Britt, Kelly, and Shamia was going to have against the other girls. And Cynthia, you be quiet because you had an alliance with Kenya and Candy, okay? So Portia says that Kelly and Britt and Shamia wanted to all take Portia down when Phaedra got back into the group. So basically, Britt told Portia that she felt kicked out of the alliance when they went to Grenada and Shamia and Kelly brought up the whole donation thing. So Shamia says the alliance was Kelly, Britt, her, and Portia. Portia says she wasn't in it. See, you guys are not best friends. You guys are not on the same page. You guys are more like frenemies than friends. So Portia says that alliances kills shows. It's did it on Real Housewives of Atlanta. She would never be a part of an alliance. Shamia says that's not true. Portia, you are lying. You trying to kiss up the Andy girl. He gonna let you come back, girl. But as she was speaking for Britt, I was like, how is a liar going to tell us about what another liar said? Like, and Britt, it doesn't matter what you said or the alliance. The fact that your ass didn't show up, that says everything. Do the world know about that baby now? She do be loud. I just really watched it, you guys. Kelly do be loud for her to be loud. Kelly apologized to Angela about, questioning her about that baby, and now she knows how it feels to be lied on. I bet. Angela says now she knows there was an allegiance. She wasn't privy to their alliance. They didn't include Angela, because this is how bitches operate. Normally, weak bitches have to link up against one strong bitch. That's how it always goes, okay? They planned on coming for Angela, because they knew Angela didn't need to be a part of a crew. Shamia said Angela had Drew, I bet. Kelly mentioned that she wasn't able to connect with Angela, and it really didn't have anything to do with Britt. But Angela feels like she never really gave her a chance because she had this blind allegiance to Britt. So what y'all think about that? That's interesting. Andy brought up Britt and Kelly at Phaedra's event. So Kelly mentioned that her body is her choice about the abortions. I guess she did have an abortion or had a conversation about it. And it got back to the group. It's nothing that she told Britt. I think it was the damn glam squad. Okay? That's what I think. Kelly says she now has to talk to her daughters about, the abortion that she had. She feels like she doesn't have a choice now that it's out here, for the public. So now Portia is saying that Kelly's husband is not really coming for her. She's making it look like that for the show. Drew said that Kelly's husband, I guess, talked to Ralph. What? Kelly spent about $200,000 on the divorce, honey. That's why I'm not big on getting attached to people legally, honey. I will stand by your side for free. Andy asks, does anybody think it's strange that Kelly travels with a bodyguard everywhere? And that's when Portia says, well, not really, because we know the reasons, even though there's two different reasons. See, I don't like this shit right here. Britt, you could have brought your punk ass to this reunion, but instead you want to give stuff to Portia. And Portia, I don't believe you didn't know she was coming because you just telling everything. Ralph, his squarehead ass is on camera. Why y'all keep putting this crazy nigga on camera? Yeah, he got put in jail by Kelly. Well, he deserved it. And she ain't put him in jail. The non-payment of child support put that nigga in jail. So Kelly says you just can't file a restraining order. they do not hand out restraining orders. So we don't need to hear from Phaedra. She ain't the most truthful motherfuckers on this show, off the show. Both Portia and Phaedra be lying. So, child. Well, she's an attorney. When the last time she practiced? Bobby Brown said he lost all his cases with her. Win a case. What did Cynthia say? Win a case. Portia says she had a bodyguard to keep everybody else safe. It's a joke. It ain't no joke. You do be fighting. You tried to fight Dennis' mama. You fought Jamie. Honey, you fight. You fought Kenya. Well, Kenya had it coming. So Kelly admitted that she had a lawsuit for unpaid rent. She just paid them a good amount of money. Did you pay it all? Shit, it sounded like you didn't pay it all. And Andy, like, when is it gonna be open? Spring, summer, fall? Look, charade. So Andy gets on Kelly about spending money, honey. Okay, she got a bodyguard. Cha-Cha's grooming. Yeah, Cha-Cha didn't need to. He didn't. I don't know. I don't do all of that with dogs. I don't dye them, fry them. I don't do, all of that. But I guess people have pets. They want to take care of the pets, right? Dye their hair, fry their hair, whatever. I do feel like Kelly lives above her means. You don't need a stylist. Put your shit. You should know how to put your shit together. And you don't need to be flying them everywhere that you are at. You don't need all of that. And it's funny that Britt was saying that to you, but she was jealous of you and wanted to steal your team. That's what's so weird. Is anybody looking at that with Britt? How Britt told Kelly she didn't need all these people, but meanwhile she wanted to steal this girl's team. So it's like, she had a point, though. It was just a message from the wrong messenger. But yeah, you don't need to do all of that, Kelly. You got real bills. You need to get this damn restaurant open. Take care of the girls. You didn't need to get the one girl 16 purses, 16 horses. It's too much. But I guess she figured, she's on this show and she has to show us lifestyle. That is, that is part of the criteria for being on this show, but we like it when you real. Just keep it real. Like Angela, honey. The dog got a facial massage? Yeah, that's too much. Kelly says her and Britt will never be friends again. Yeah, you can't be friends with somebody that talk in third person like that. It's very ironic from what I heard about Drew, that Drew was on that stage asking about how Britt made her money and, you wanted her to look successful. Is she really successful? Because the people are saying that Drew has defaulted on a loan, honey, $100,000 loan. Her money ain't moneying. She ain't got money like that. And Drew be over there with chefs and maid, assistants. And it's like, y'all gotta drop all that shit. If y'all don't have the money, it's fine. But, child, stop it. But yeah, they saying Drew is another Kelly. What y'all think? That's what I heard, honey. Kelly felt like Britt never showed up for her as a friend. Yeah, you gotta get rid of people like that because they don't know how to be a friend. They know how to take. So they get to Angela's package. We hear Portia apologize for saying, she would F Charles. And then, so you apologize, then you take it back, then you get mad at Angela for hearing you. What the hell is wrong with you, Portia? I thought y'all said we was gonna like her and love her more after this reunion. She's still the same bitch. But yeah, you're not sorry. No remorse. And then, didn't she deny saying it at first? Blamed it on the Henny? Tacky. They showed Charles, get your motherfucking ass out of here. I love Charles. Phaedra, the way your hair was for your event, whose event was that? I think I think that was, no, it was Angela's event. Your hair should have been like that. Get them damn horns off of you. So Andy asks Angela, why did she blame Phaedra? And Angela says that the man said that it was Phaedra that set up everything. This man that you never met. The man is from Athens, Georgia. So Angela mentioned the aunt's name, and Phaedra says she doesn't know the aunt. Angela says this is a pattern. Phaedra, you do shit like this, because y'all remember when Nene came up with the "you never win when you play dirty," because Phaedra was over there trying to film with Nene's sisters. Remember that? To get dirt on Nene. Remember when she blocked OLG from opening up? Remember? She stopped them for a while from getting a liquor license. She does these little things, but I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know why she would do this. This would be stupid. So, I don't know. And Michelle ATA Land Brown, she made a good point. She said when Phaedra is lying, she's quiet. She's stoic. But she was talking and denying stuff, so she don't think she did it. Yeah, I don't know. So Angela brings a folder out. So I guess Kimberly has a picture with Phaedra's oldest brother. So Angela says at first the guy tried to put it off on Kelly. Phaedra denies trying to take Angela down. She's just like, plenty of people can go to high school, with certain people. That remind me of her and Nene. Nene was like, I don't know her. Angela says that Phaedra wanted to secure her spot. Phaedra says she didn't have to secure her spot. Angela gets on Portia for accusing her of setting all this stuff up with Charles, So Portia says none of this seems believable. The whole thing with the June bug of it all, it didn't seem believable. Angela looking like, why do you trust Phaedra when you was just crying season 9 about how Phaedra lied to you? You guys, it went off, and that made for one juicy part 1 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. It was good. I'll give it to them. They pulled it off. No Kenya, no Brett, but they got the job done. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm your girl, Brand New, and I will check you guys out in the next